Hello everyone. So today we're going to be doing a chit chat, get ready with me, talk about my year, last year, what I want to do this year, why am I talking like this? I'm freaking weird. I really just wanted to sit down and kind of like talk about some stuff that happened last year and stuff that I want to do this year. I'm not really going to call them like resolutions or anything, but you know, just some things that I want to do. Okay, let's get started. So if you see me looking down over here, it's because I do have some notes that I wrote down the other day that I really want to talk about and touch on, and kind of like the things that happened that were important last year. I did film this video once before already, and it was supposed to be up by now, but I left out so much and I wasn't really like portraying myself the best way, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't explaining things the best and it was kind of jumbled, and I really just wasn't that proud of my video. So I decided to sit down, redo it, do it a little bit more organized. This is just a moisturizer that I'm using. This is the Pond's Dry Skin Cream. It's really good for this time of year, usually during the summertime. Anytime that's not winter, I use this only at night, but during the winter I use it very sparingly during the day also because my skin is so dry. Anyway, so I'm not really going to be like talking through what I'm actually doing. I feel like you've probably seen a million tutorials talking about similar products that I'm using, and they go in the same order, the same steps, all of that. So I think it'll be kind of redundant for me to be like, oh, and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. It'll kind of make me lose my train of thought too. So I'm just gonna do my makeup and kind of talk about stuff from last year and talk about things that I want to do this year. So yeah, so last year at this time, my boyfriend and I found this apartment, and we originally were going to go to a different apartment complex altogether. We were actually, like, we drove up to this other complex that we actually really liked, and we wanted to live there, but for some reason nobody was answering the phone. They wouldn't, like, the office was closed on a day and time that it was supposed to be open. So we were like, okay, like, let's give it an hour and see what happens. And in that hour, we actually ended up driving to this apartment complex because we remembered seeing it online, and we just wanted to see if they were going to have anything that they could show us. And they ended up showing us this apartment. We both like fell in love with it, and like that day we got it. We put a deposit down and signed the lease and everything like that day. I guess they just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like the planets and stars and everything in the universe kind of aligned that day to help us get out of the place that we were in, because the town and apartment that we were living in was god awful. We hated it so much, and for us to be able to move here and actually really love it and like be able to live really comfortably here, we're incredibly lucky. And I'm actually really happy that we moved, and I'm really happy in this apartment. That happened. We ended up moving actually last February. So in that between time, nothing really happened. We didn't really travel, we didn't do much, nothing really happened until my birthday. So my birthday came, which is in April, it's April 30th, and my mom came up to celebrate with us. It was my 20th birthday, so she came up. So I've been having abdominal pain for a while, like for weeks, and probably like really severe abdominal pain for like a few weeks by that point. But it wasn't really like every single day, it was just like randomly, and I was thinking like, oh well, maybe I'm allergic to something, maybe whatever, but I never really put much thought or anything into it. I just kind of like, whatever, you know. It wasn't so severe that every single day I was in pain or anything, so I didn't think about it until my mom came up. When my mom came up, I was in pain for 2 days, I think, in a row. And the first night, it kind of was it was a little bit more mild than the other days. And we were like, okay, that's so weird. I was like on my knees trying to like sit up as straight as I could on the floor. Like, I was laying on the floor trying to like stretch my back, thinking that it was like something maybe with my back. Like, I was freaking out. So on my 20th birthday, I got this really, really bad pain. like, oh my god, I thought I was dying. My mom was like, all right, like let's go to the emergency room, like you're in pain, like let's go. So we ended up at the emergency room on my birthday. One doctor was saying that it was my gallbladder, so we were like, all right, like whatever. So that was probably what it was. But nothing really like came of it that night. So the next night we were back in the emergency room for the same exact reason, and it was for sure my gallbladder. So they put me in touch with a surgeon, and like I think like the next week or 2 weeks or something, my mom came back up to help me with my surgery and take care of me after my surgery and stuff, and I got my gallbladder out. It was like less than 20 minutes long. Like the surgery was less than 20 minutes, and it really wasn't that bad. In my head I was hyping it up to be like, oh my god, it's surgery, but it was nothing like bad. That night I was able to be up and moving around and stuff. I think like the most trouble I had was like my throat, from where they have to like put that tube in, I guess, to help you breathe while you're under or whatever, but my throat was just really sore, and I think that was like the worst part of everything, because like the abdominal pain that I felt was just like soreness, and I got through that pretty quickly. I was able to recover in like a few days. It wasn't bad. I was up and walking that night, so it wasn't anything bad. I wasn't able to like bend down. My boyfriend had to help me put my socks on. That kind of sucked, but I mean, other than that, it really wasn't that bad. So then again, the summer came. Nothing really happened. So August, I'd say beginning to middle of August, I think, he had to go to the hospital. I'm not going to get into detail about all of it, because that's not really that important, the details of it, you know? So while he's in the hospital, he's not, you know, super coherent. He was in ICU. Like, it was just what was going on. While he was in there, Hurricane Harvey hit my hometown, which is right on the coast of Texas. So that happened, and while that was happening, they had to move my grandpa to San Antonio. My mom ended up losing pretty much everything. And I don't know if she wants me to say that or not on the internet, but so September came. It was what, a week after the hurricane, and my grandpa passed away. You know, I obviously went down and I spent the week with my family, and we had to like clean my mom's place and plan a funeral, and it was just a lot to do all at once. Yeah, so that happened, and it was really hard, but life has to move on, and it's still really weird, and it's still really fresh, and it's still really new to all of us as a family and all of us as a whole. The middle to end of September, I ended up going to Orlando. I went on vacation with my dad and my boyfriend, and we went to Orlando, Florida, to Disney World and Universal Studios. And that was a lot of fun. It was really nice. My dad's a police officer, so he was working day in and day out, like 16-hour days with the hurricane. It was, I think, really nice for all of us to be able to like get away for a minute from what was happening and like what was going on. When we got back from Disney in November, well, we were there for 8 days, I think, September, and then we were home obviously all of October, but then at the beginning of November we went to Iowa, random. That was really cool. My boyfriend had like some classes, some training classes, and we ended up taking a road trip there, and it was pretty cool because we got to like go through 4 or 5 states or something, and it was really nice in the sense that like we just got to do a giant road trip literally like across the country, and I don't know, we really enjoyed it. We really liked it. We thought it was really cool. We came back home and nothing really happened until the holidays. On New Year's we didn't really do anything. We were gonna go see Star Wars, but decided not to because it was like 12 degrees outside, and we were like, no. So we ended up just staying home and like binge watching Star Wars at home. And that's really it. My shirt is a mess. There was a good section in there where it kind of sucked because everything bad that was happening last year happened all at once. God, this shirt's pissing me off. I should not have worn black. You know, overall last year wasn't like awful, but there are some really awful parts, and I feel like looking back at 2017, initially I was thinking how awful it was. I hate going into a new year thinking how terrible my last year was and thinking like about all of the awful things that happened last year. And that's why I wanted to redo this video. I know you guys didn't see the original, but I felt like I was dwelling so much on the negative that happened, and it was going to be such a depressing video. And I never even talked about my resolutions, or not resolutions, but like my goals and stuff for this year. And I really like listening to other people's goals and like what they have in mind and what they want to do this like upcoming year, you know. I like listening to it, so I hope you do too. Yeah, I just felt like my other video was just so negative and so like negative, and that's not who I am, and that's not who I want to be, and that's not what I want to bring into the new year, you know? It wasn't that last year sucked as a whole. I mean, there were some really awful moments. There was some other stuff that I'm not talking about just because it's a little bit more personal. That was like this other thing that I'm not going to talk about, which I hate when people do this, but it's, you know, personal. It kind of dwelled on me all last year, and it kind of consumed me almost to a point of obsession, and it made me so miserable. And it was all in my head. It was not like the situation itself isn't in my head, but the way I feel about it is, if that makes sense, because I can't control what someone else does. And that was what was consuming me so much, was like I was in my own head going like, I would never do this to someone, why are they doing it to me? And then sitting back and like dwelling on it and me being like so victimized by this. And I hate that feeling. Okay, so my camera died. I don't know where we left off. My camera died. I filled my brows in, ate some lunch. I remember saying something about, you know, trying to like control other people's feelings and whatever. And that's just, it's not realistic. It's not gonna happen, and I'm gonna move on this year. And kind of just really focus on me and focus on my family and my relationship and focus on having like the best year that I possibly can, because I hate this feeling of going into the new year and looking back at last year going like, last year kind of sucked. I hate that feeling. So next year when I'm doing this video again, looking back at 2018, I really want to look back and go, that was an incredible year. So that's kind of like my big goal for this year, is to just have an incredible year. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about my resolutions. So first thing that I really want to focus on this year is me and my health. So last year I tried to lose weight, and that didn't really happen. And I think for a few reasons it didn't happen. I think mentally I wasn't at the best place, and I think that stress was a huge factor in it. And like, people can sit there all day and be like, no, you're just fat because you're lazy. Like, okay, whatever. But also I think stress kind of makes you not lose weight, because there's like a whole sciencey thing into stress and weight gain and not being able to lose weight when you're stressed. And I really think that was what was going on with me pretty much all of last year. Like I said, it was like I was just hyping things up so much in my head that I was adding a lot of extra stress and anxiety. I was focusing so much on weight loss, and I was focusing so much on that I didn't really care how I was going to lose the weight. I just knew I wanted to lose it. It wasn't because I had gained weight that I was unhappy. It was like all these other things that I thought I could fix with losing weight. And it wasn't until I'd say probably like a month ago, that I really started to reevaluate everything. Actually, no, you know what? No. It was when my grandpa got sick, actually, is when I started to really reevaluate everything in my life and figure out why I wanted to do these things, and figure out why I wanted to get healthy, or figure out really why I wanted to lose weight, not so much just get healthy, because at the end of the day I was focused on weight loss, and that is what I started focusing on, is like why I wanted to do these things. And I started, you know, kind of like teaching myself that like life is too short to worry so much about every little thing, and worry so much about worrying if I'm like looking perfect or whatever. And I would say it was probably in December really when I started to get this other mentality of I don't care about losing weight anymore. And I think that's really true for me, at least in this point in my life. I don't care about losing weight anymore. I'm tired of counting calories. I'm tired of counting macros. I'm tired of living that kind of life. I'm tired of picking out exactly 12 tortilla chips from the bowl at the Mexican restaurant and making sure that I'm like getting a salad with no dressing and none of this and none of that. Like, I'm tired of that. I want to be able to go out and have whatever I want and not feel guilty and not feel bad. So what I'm really going to be focusing on this year is getting healthy. It's not going to be so much how much weight can I lose this week, how much weight have I gained. It's not about that. It's not gonna be about that. And I really truly just want to focus on eating healthy and eating foods that make me happy and foods that make me feel good. Will that occasionally mean going and picking up a burrito from Chipotle? Probably. I'm gonna be doing a lot more yoga and exercises that make me feel really good. If I'm healthy and I feel good, the rest will follow. The healthiest and happiest version of myself, and even if that means keeping on this extra little bit of weight that I gained, so be it. That's where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm gonna do a whole video, actually, right when I get done filming this video, all about how I'm gonna be getting healthy this year and things that I've done in the past to help get healthy and things that I've done before that I know work. So my camera died again and I like did some things. I cleaned the kitchen, did all of that kind of stuff, and I don't remember where I left off. But yeah, so I just wanted to wrap the video up really quickly and easily and just say Happy New Year. I hope that you have a really happy and healthy year this year. That's what I'm striving for, is definitely to focus on myself and to focus on being happy and doing things that make me happy and doing things that kind of make my soul happy and healthy and my body happy and healthy. And that is going to be the main focus of my channel this year, is really focusing and doing things that are going to be really beneficial for all of us, but really especially for me. So I hope you guys get that. I hope you guys understand. It's gonna be still the same beauty videos, but hopefully it'll be a little bit different, a little bit better, a little bit not so like intense. It'll be more laid back. This shirt's pissing me off. I should have changed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you come back Wednesday for another video, and go check out my other videos on my other channel. So you'll actually be getting like 5 videos a week from me, but on 2 different channels. So yeah, go subscribe to that other channel if you really want to see more behind the scenes type stuff, what goes on in my everyday life, me trying out some stuff. It's going to be completely different content than what you are used to seeing here. That's really it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and my other channel, and I will see you Wednesday. Bye!